So it's the Yuletide season, and we cannot but notice the increase in food prices across board. Earlier during the show, I think they were talking about the cost of yam. Many of us are buying a tuber of yam, 2,500, at least for my own area. I can only imagine what people in certain areas are paying for one tuber of yam. The prices of bread, my kids eat bread a lot, has totally increased. Eggs, one crate is even a whole nother ballgame. 2,200 naira is what I bought last time. So,
I bought cheap.
How is it in your own neighborhood? Maybe our leaders don't buy, they don't go shopping, so they have no idea that food prices have increased. Maybe they have a butler who is going to buy everything for them, so they have no idea. So sometimes it's good for us to mention this on our show, so they understand the impact of their policies, the impact of the lack of policies, or even infrastructure. You know, those things that they do or refuse to do, how it affects us as a people. Please join the conversation. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 09139076948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweet. I would like to hear the prices of food in the east, in the north, in the north central, in the west, in the south, all across the country. Call the numbers on your screen. Let us hear from you. Understand what you're experiencing, how it's been in the last few weeks. Let me start with you, Tokwe. What has the experience been like?
So, I'll put it this way. I think that there's nobody that is immune to the costs, the inflation now. Like, nobody needs definition of what inflation means anymore. Nobody needs definition of high food prices anymore, because we are feeling it every day. Now, I don't even do grocery shopping personally. I have someone who shops for me. And if not for God, I'll feel like I was being scammed because I do fruits every day. Yeah. When I buy fruits of 20,000 naira, it will last me almost the entire month. Right now, 25,000 naira fruits is just 2 weeks. And I'm buying from the fruit depot. I'm buying it from Mile 12 and K2 Market, K2 Fruit Market. So I'm wondering how people will be able to... My children love oranges. Or work on 2 days, that's finished. So, like, I'm now telling my children that, hey, just drink 2 alone. Auntie. I'm reducing the ration of children that need fruits, not to drink fruits too much because of the cost of the fruits. And... Okay,
I used to buy a bag of apples.
I know, I tell apple.
I don't buy it.
Which apple?
The apple, no, the regular apples now, regular apples. I bought a bag, and then within 2 days, because they keep going back, I had to call the guys. Each one is about 200 naira. No more. You take when I tell my help, and I'll ask her to cut it into pieces for them, because we can't be having one. You can't eat a whole apple again. I'm sorry. You have to share. That's what it is now. You can't even buy fruits.
So here is the sad part for me is the truth is, in the past 2 years, I have worked so hard. My income has increased, but my quality of life hasn't increased as it should, even though I'm earning more. Now, how much more those that their salary has not increased in any way? How are they coping? For many organizations, the past 2 years, there's been no change. Actually, most organizations, there's been no change in salary for 2 years. So how are they coping? If I didn't have other sources of income, we will be left begging. So sometimes it's a case of our leaders need to understand, and I really don't want to shout, so that sometimes when we shout, our leaders will feel like, oh, we're making noise at them and we are being rude. I'm trying to keep my voice down so that they will get the meat of the message. The basic salary of people cannot afford them to eat good meals anymore based on the cost of living.
Let me come to you, Nima. What has been your experience so far in this cost of...
So, I hate to share this one. So yesterday I was bagging rice for a client who had ordered 25 kg bags. And one woman just came into my shop. She was carrying a big child, and she was almost on her knees. What does she do? She was obviously begging, and I said, I don't have money to give you, so what do you do? Which business do you run? How does somebody assist somebody like you? Because begging is not a good way of living. It's not a good form of employment. And she said, I sell fufu, and I save. But I couldn't save enough for my house rent. And at the point of being kicked out, at the risk of being kicked out, I had to add whatever was left of the food money. Ask me how much is a basket, because I know how fufu is made. I said, so how do you buy cassava now? So for one pack that she has to make of fufu, it's just 6,000. 6,000 is why that woman was walking around and begging. I hate to share, but that's the reality of majority of people. I sell food, so I see how Nigerians sort of queue and wait. I know people are already asking me, Madam, how we go to December now? What I have in my shop is investment. I cannot be dashing it out. But people are waiting and hoping she will dash it out so we can come and take it. And that's the reality around everywhere. Right. Some people don't even want to be in that place. They're struggling. Right. They will owe you for months on end, but they want to. So we cannot continue to sit at policy tables and let our people lose their dignity to life. This thing that forces somebody to come out and ask their neighbor, can I get from you? It's the most painful thing anybody can be in. Yeah. And when you issue out monetary policies, you issue out, bans, you issue out everything you're doing. Can you kindly look at how it trickles down? So that you don't force a head of the house to start gumming walls.
You see, Nima, that's an important point you make, because sometimes we make policies and forget that these are human beings. We're making policies over. And even though it might be painful for citizens to go through it, if you're a leader, a proper leader would come out and say, listen, I understand this is what you're going through. Explain what you're saying now. If I have a leader telling me, okay, I know yam was 1,000 naira. Right now it has to be 2,500, and these are the reasons. Kindly understand that for this period, this will happen. But when we put this in place, in the next few months, it will go back to give us a plan, so that when Nigerians see that, they can begin to understand. But when they don't hear anything from anybody, they see it's almost as though we're in a different place.
Nothing in Nigeria has ever gone up and come down. So it has not happened. In this my lifetime like this, as I'm 62 almost.
Really?
I have not seen, even when it goes down, it's doing that reverse to come back and give you catapults. Because by the time it now goes back up again, your head will reel. So let them tell us, we will find a way to increase your earning power. They can't be telling us we are going to reduce you and nothing will happen to you. No, don't do that. That's what they're doing. I got this. I wanted to read, because since Nima was reading this about her friend, this Your View fan. Let me read her message to you. She says, please, I'm hungry. She's hungry. Please come to my aid. Sales have been dull. I am not feeling like I used to. Please rescue me at this moment. This is the average Nigerian, how they are feeling. How are we going to, how are our leaders
to help to increase our help here? So, I mean, this is such a, sometimes when we talk about
6,000.
When you talk about prices of food, I mean, the other day, I mean, it's not just food, though. Everything.
No, but food is basic.
Food, I mean, just everything has increased.
No, you see, food, you must take care of food.
Yes, food is basic.
Food. I remember my parents, they would tell, when we were growing up, they would say, once I buy food in the house, forget every other thing. So whenever my father got his pension, then they would go shopping together. They used to go to Lusada in Agbara, so that they would buy more food cheaper. I grew up buying in bulk. So they take care of food is basic, and you must think of that. Every policy that they are making in this country, in fact, they should not think of how it will later trickle down. They must make it trickle all the way up. They must start from the most basic, from the lowest of society. So this humanitarian aid that they are giving out, lowest, poorest communities, and I'm not criticizing. I'm saying, how did you think it will trickle up?
Rice.
And it must go up. Rice has consistently gone up. As a commodity in this country, consistently. We can't afford to buy it. I'm selling
bread. Bread. I used to buy 3 loaves, because my house 3 loaves at least every 2 days or 3 days. Now the same amount I used to buy 3 loaves, I can only buy 2 loaves. It is unbelievable.
Imagine that comparing it within a year. I'm saying compare from last year to this year.
No, so imagine that the subsidy
or January.
Compare from last month.
So imagine that the subsidies and the policies were targeting whatever would make that price come down and stabilize it.
That's what she's saying, that prices don't go down. That we should increase our purchasing power.
We're saying from government. She was countering the issue of, it will later come down. We're saying from government, pure water now, they say that 300 naira per bag. Has government ever bothered to ask, why is cost of production that high? let's see what we will do so that at least producers will not be shouting. As we speak now in the area that I am living, the people that are selling pure water cannot sell it any other way because they are running generators.
Nigerians we also just use the general, the Nigerian people too.
We know the Nigerian people thing.
That we all know those factors and
now.
Then they
So let me break it down this way.
Still discussing the cost of items, food items, commodities across the country. You can call us on the numbers on your screen. We'd really like to hear from you. I mean, I was saying the other day, my washman, usually I've been paying him for years. He's been with me for many years, about 15 years now. And when he comes, I pay him per not wash, because the washing machine, per ironing. He only comes to iron. He told me, say, Auntie, you cannot give me, my washing money is different from my transport money. He now told me how much that it cost me 2,000 naira to get here. I said, now. He was now telling me what he was taking, the bike he was taking from where he's coming from. So now, what I pay him, in addition to that, I now to add 2,000 naira extra because of transportation. He said he can't accept it anymore. If not, he has to find somebody else. He was actually begging me. But the point is that prices have increased, not just in food, all things. So, and it's quite sad. So
the food is being transported from where they are producing it from to where it's going to be consumed. And we all know that that's diesel. So when that diesel price went from 300 to 800, where did we think it was going to, how the impact of it? I think that our government did not realize how people will feel it. And I'm so happy we're talking about it right now. Because right now, the only thing on the minds of most of our politicians is how to win the next election, but not how to empathize with the conditions of the people you are leading. You are leading people who cannot afford to eat well anymore, people who cannot afford to eat meat. I was buying chicken and I'm looking at people in my house eating chicken and my heart is... And I don't do that before. Like, I don't even look at things. I don't look at how many things are in the fridge. I just feel like, when you finish, we'll buy another one. But now I'm having to look. And it's so uncomfortable.
I bought meat YK,
but that's the reality.
One of my friends, we shared ram meat, 40,000. 2 weeks. It's done. 2 weeks.
That's even those that can afford it. As in people cannot buy fish. They can't buy meat. And they are living in this same Lagos. Then
I had to call a meeting in my house and say, listen, let us discuss this meat matter. We only pick the days. So the plan is, on Wednesday, we cook meat. Sunday is chicken. Every other day, you throw in all this, your panla fish and everything. We're going to be cooking.
The last panla we did was 24,000 per carton.
I bought 27,000.
Thank you.
Yes, it's not expensive.
That's not the cost of smoking it. As in, it will humble you. The cost of food will just... my own kids like to even waste it. I don't like the taste. So doesn't look fine. I say, well, children, have meetings.
You will shop it.
I'll carry my spoon and start feeding.
So what can
the government do? Let me take the call. Hawa from Jigawa, you're live.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I just want to add more on this issue of prices of goods in the north. Here in Kano, Jigawa, the prices have not only doubled, but tripled. We go to outside village markets to buy foodstuff. One person will bring a trailer and buy almost the whole market. There was a time I asked why. We Hausa people, sometimes most of the businessmen up to today, they don't keep money in the bank. They keep money at home. And with this policy of money, change of money, it will affect those who keep money at home. So the only alternative to them is to buy foodstuff and keep until when this issue of money is gone. That is when they will be able to retrieve their money. But we are suffering the impact. When you go to market, Morayo and Co., the price is too much. The local rice we produce here in the north, we buy a tier at 1,500, 1,600. I don't know if it is the same measurement with you people. Gari, a tier is 1,003. Are you getting me?
Yeah, it's 1,700.
Then, how can the poor man survive?
Right.
That is my question. How can the poor man, even someone was talking
Thank you, Hawa. We really wanted to hear that's another addition. Yeah.
That's from Jigawa.
From Jigawa.
Yeah, so it's not like
farmers,
it's cheaper. It's not like it is far cheaper than. So, Auntie Annie, one of the biggest, so I have a lot of people in my community now that are doing agriculture with their business. And what they complain about is clearing your land has increased in price. Your planting process is still the same affordable rate, but there is no proper risk. Like there's no measurement for risk. We've seen in other countries where to keep the price of food down, the government provides funds to say that there is for every registered farmer, this is the price you will sell, this is the product you need to plant. We know we need yam, plenty. We need potatoes, plenty. These things grow even in Lagos.
That's what our jury was telling us the other day. So, after I give you the farmer the money, you would now rather sell to Benin Republic than your people, because that's what you were saying. It was unpatriotic to part of Nigerians.
The government has to
because there's no regulation.
They're not obeying it. There's regulation. The next is not obeying it.
No. If you sign agreements, with the farmer,
what are you talking about?
I understand the fact that we feel that the government will not work.
Yes.
I mean, that the human beings will try and counter the government. That's because we've seen loopholes. It's about sincerity. It starts with government. It starts with the fact that governments are willing to ensure that food prices come down. We have enough land. Ibejuleki, I'm into real estate. Ibejuleki still has enough land that we can use to plant. We are not planting on half of the... Lagos still has land that you can plant on. So we will do policy. I mentioned, I think, when we were on break, I said I drove through from Ijebu into Ekpe last week, Monday. We drove through a rice farm. The rice farm was over 50,000 hectares of land. And that rice farm was done in partnership with government. They put all the structure in place and the policy ended. We would have been making rice from that place.
So,
let
me
I just want to say something. You see, when government puts in a policy and you do not enforce that policy and follow through, nothing will happen.
That's all.
Nothing will happen. If I say I ban Okada, and tomorrow Okada and nobody is there arresting the Okadas,
they arrest
nothing.
No,
so listen. Wait. I'm not even blaming. I'm not saying government is corrupt or anything. I'm just saying government does not enforce these things. If they sat down. Look, I will just give you, this one has something to do with road. Ogun State government, they have done one side of our road.
Okay.
Now, today I'm coming. That side of the road, everybody has left the bad side to be going on the good side.
That's the point.
And nobody is there to arrest them or send them back.
Why can will it be logical to arrest them? You cannot create a hardship. If you do one side of the road...
Those of us that are those of us that are complying with the law now...
how is it on your car?
That's not... I'm still
these are two different perspectives. Let me take this call from London. Lola from London. Good morning, you're live.
Yeah,
Ola, go ahead, please.
All right. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, well, I will contribute to this. You know, in Nigeria, the Nigerian government, they need to do a law. Are you listening to me, please?
Very clearly.
All right, then. You know, where we are here, everything is the same thing. Full stop, going up. But what the government are doing, they're putting a little more money to every family. Like in the gas, the electricity, they are very expensive as well. You know what government do? They put £66 every month from 3 months ago till April next year. If you are not working, there's a benefit for you. Exactly. Why Nigerian government pays 30,000 for a minimum wages?
Thank you, Ola. So for those who are getting benefits from government, obviously government is taking taxes somewhere. Here, how many of us are paying taxes? That's a different conversation. That's you. We're talking about 200 million. Of the 200 million, they'll give you the data of how many Nigerians are actually paying tax. That's what I'm paying.
This is the enforcement we are talking about now.
It's part of the enforcement. I agree with you. We're all saying the same thing. For example, I'll come to you, Nima. I'll let you talk. Something as basic as you want to get new passports. How many of you go to the website? Nigerians. Don't you call, I know one my uncle, I want my brother, I want auntie somewhere, like the controller general, I will call you to help you, to give you access. It's all Nigerians. Is it true?
You will go to website 6 months, you're on the queue.
See, that's the problem.
You will call somebody, so at least they will move it to 3 months for you.
So that's the problem. So the policy we're saying, for example, rice farmers, come and collect money. They won't want to go through that. They'd rather sell to Benin Republic because the same thing. If you how much would they pay me back my money?
Right,
So if we don't, I'm not defending government. I'm just saying that we must always see that there are two sides of every coin.
See,
Charity
have only
begins
two
at
sides. But this issue that YK, you see enforcement. Enforcement must not only be done, it must also be justiciable.
Yes. Justifiable.
Or justifiable. If you put a two-lane road,
yes,
and then you fix one
yes,
side of the road, and the other one is bad, and you compel people to conform with traffic by passing that road, it will not. It will
How
not
would
work.
they fix the other side if they don't let people move to the other side?
No,
don't magic now.
You cordon off the side you're working on.
Yes.
The one that has not been fixed.
All of you
And you
pass the
open
good
up the
side.
one that you have done.
That's what they do.
Even when the Okada was banned, did you hear anybody ban Okada on Badagry Expressway? We're a construction site. We're constantly in traffic. They say, okay, Okada cannot come to the express. Okadas have been, in fact, I use Okada personally.
Oh, Nima.
1,000 naira from my house to Agboju to go
I
to farmer's
see
market.
them here, up and down, running up
How
and
can I
down.
sit in that traffic?
On the
Drop
wrong side of the
tankers.
road.
So what we are saying is that there are two sides. Number one, governments have policies, but they are not enforcing the policies. The people too do sometimes
They are not
circumvent
practically enforcing
these
the
policies.
policies.
It's not enforceable.
Practically,
excuse
is that
me.
when you ban Okadas, there's a road that cars can pass.
Excuse me. You
But
know,
if I do
I'm not a
9 hours
fan.
in traffic,
I'm, every time I say this
You
thing,
be motor
I must
judge,
add that I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of our president. But I will tell you, when he was president in 1984, he said, queuing, he had this slogan, war against indiscipline. And you must queue. Come and see. Soldiers on the road, making you queue. They not born you. They not born your papa, not to queue. You listen.
The population then is different from now.
no,
Which soldier? Which soldier wants to come?
no.
Nigerian? Which soldier wants to tell you to queue and you listen to because soldier? You know Nigeria. What are you talking about?
Let me give you another example. Let me give you an outside Nigeria. The police in Benin Republic and Togo and all those places, they don't carry gun. They don't carry gun. They only carry whistle. Let police stop you, and you don't stop. Well, they're not born you not to stop. You go see all the cars. They just hear film. Don't park. You must park, and the police don't carry gun. Here, police will carry gun, carry machete, carry. Listen.
And the same citizens, will not listen to them.
No. It is respecting yourself and leadership by example.
Exactly.
You cannot be hypocritical. You are telling me to eat local rice, you are buying foreign
Imported
rice.
rice.
You are telling me to use Nigerian hospital, you are traveling out for healthcare. As long as you are hypocritical, if you tell me to stay in traffic, you better enter that traffic.
Exactly.
If you want me to suffer that traffic, you enter it.
Exactly.
As long as our government is not willing to bear the pain that we are feeling, Nigerians will always find ways to circumvent the laws they put in
Now
place.
you're taking me somewhere. Wait.
No, Topai Otilande, don't spoil it. It's leadership. You put a policy in place.
And you follow
expect
through.
us to follow it, but you circumvent it.
So that is the problem.
The military that's holding gun, that wants to stop traffic, use the same military gun to blow a one-way from Ojo Barracks to my to go and enter first start. Of course. I will try behind the military man to join.
Didn't I just tell you about the all inside go slow, then the police car that was not going anywhere. Just came on the other.
Thank you, market women. Thank you very much.
When Fashola was governor. Remember when Fashola was governor? Wait, I must say this one. When Fashola was governor, Fashola said no sirens. And what did he do? He did not use any siren. He entered the go slow. So everybody just obeyed him. They don't want the policeman to start siren. Fashola will stop and arrest him by himself.
Military, cut military now.
Okay, can we wrap up now?
No, we can't wrap up. We are still annoyed.
We are wrapping.
No,
Okay,
go back to
I have to wrap up.
properly.
I have to wrap up.
So
Unfortunately, we have to discuss another topic. I have to wrap up on this.
What are we discussing again? When this thing is spending us inside our blood.
That is all I can say. But you
Our
made your
blood
point.
is boiling.
You have made your point, which is a valid point,
That
because
leadership.
we need leaders to lead by example.
Hypocritical
Because
leaders.
yes, the policies are there, but Nigerians will circumvent.
No,
if
they
you, the
lead in
leader,
circumventing.
are also sorry.
The leaders lead in circumventing.
Oh, they
That's
lead in
why they
circumventing.
say, teacher, don't teach
on
me
that
nonsense.
On that note, we got to wrap up on this. Thank you very much.